Hello everyone, it's live from Infinity Build Console providing you with Revit tutorials. So in our previous tutorials, we learned about levels and grid lines as you can see here, and also we've learned about the user interface of Revit. And the tutorials we are having today, we are going to provide you the unit, the difference between the project unit and also dimension unit. So guys, let's move into the tutorials for today. Hello, what's up guys? This is live from Infinity Build Console. So guys, on today's tutorials, we are going to learn about unit in Revit. So before we can learn about unit in Revit, and unit in Revit is something that is very key in Revit, and it goes with your templating which you have. So it is about setting your particular template that you want, a view template that you want to use in Revit. So Revit has given us a default template in which we can use to set up our unit in Revit. So without much waste time, let me explain how it works in Revit. So at the model area, when I come to new and I come to browse, these are the families in which Revit has given us. So I'm using Revit version 2022. So under the template, we have generic, which is a template for generic purposes. And also we have unit, that's the US imperial, which deals with feet, inches, and stuffs. And we also have the US metric, which deals with meters, millimeters, and stuffs. So guys, with these tutorials, you understand the default template and what it contains for you to make a good template that suits you, a format template that you want to work with. So under the US imperial, I'm going to use a default template with the imperial unit, which has the imperial unit. So I'll do OK or open from here, which brings me back to the new project menu, and I'll do OK. So this is the imperial template made from AutoCAD or made from Autodesk, in which I've opened. So you can see from the view scale that we have the feet, the inches from here. And also when I come to manage tab and under the setting panel, I will just locate project unit. So under the project unit, it said specify the display format of unit of measurement that you want and set a discipline and a unit specified by a precision or rounding and symbol used to display the unit. So under the project unit, this contains the unit and the format in which I want to use. Okay, so under the length, I have feet and fractional inches, and also I can round it to the nearest 1, to the nearest 6, to the nearest 7 inches and stuff. So these are the formats in which we have the meters and centimeters, we have meters, centimeters, decimeters, meters, fractional, inches, and stuff. Okay, so this is the imperial unit in which I'm going to make it as a standard as default template Revit has given us. So under the area, we have the square feet, and under the volume, we have the cubic feet, which is good, the symbol ACF, which is good, and under the angle, we already know we have decimal degrees, which is good, and the symbol always has to be slope or degree, sorry. Under the slope, let's run it to the nearest distance as a default template in which Revit has given us. Under the currency, we have symbols like dollar, euro, yen, and plenty symbols here. So you can choose to make a default template. So the purpose of a default template is for you to set up the unit in which you want, enable to suit your view template or the template that you want. The template is something that you create to do your drawing. At the end of the day, it gives you the view or the drawing element that you want. So under the scale area, I can do a customized scale in which when I come to custom here, I can do a scale in which I want like 1 in 100. And the display names also shows here that it's 1 feet 6 inches here. Okay. So when I come to my elevation, maybe with the east elevation as I've opened here, you can see my levels are in feet, are in imperial unit as well, as I can see. So we said that these are the imperial unit made by a default template Revit has given us. So what are the types of units? We already said we have 2 types of units in Revit. Main project unit in Revit, which are the imperial unit and the metric unit. So my next question is, which version of template do you prefer to use? So I use the imperial unit, and let's also open the metric unit. When I come to browse again, I have to come to US metric and select a default template and do open here. So this is a default template made by Autodesk which contains metric unit. So when I come to my project unit, in which I can do a command of UN, which opens the project unit for me, my length or my unit area contains millimeters as I can find here. So you can set a standard for yourself in your template in which unit that you want to use. So my next question is, which template do you prefer? As we've used a default template, we've used the metric and we've used imperial. Which template do you prefer? So it depends on you, it depends on the type of unit you want to use. So the next question is, how to use both imperial and metric templates in your dimension section. So somebody is going to ask me, how does this happen when I'm using imperial units and at the same time I'm coming to use the metric unit? This can only happen with the dimension unit. Somebody will ask me, what is a dimension unit? So I'm going to explain and show you how it works. So before it can work, we have to do just a bit of sketch in our drawing. So let me try do a wall, set the base constraint to level 2, the top constraint to level 2, and the base constraint to level 1. And I'll just do a rectangular boundary here. Can zoom in for you to see. And these dimensions comes in millimeters. So I first do at the quick section area or at the annotate area. That's where dimensions can be found at the panel. I'll do aligned dimension and I'll check, and I can see my dimension is in millimeters. Let me do the horizontal area. Let's see. That one too is also in millimeters. So these are the dimension units which comes with a default template built in by Autodesk. So the question is, how do I use imperial unit and metric unit in one working area or in one drawing? So before we can do that, I have to just select this one or select the dimension area and come to edit type. Another edit type, these are the parameters in which governs the dimension I have. So the color is black, the dimension line snap distance is 10, the text factor is 1.0, my dimension is not underlined, my dimension is not italics, my dimension is not bold, and the text size I'm using is 2.5 mm. So this is the parameters here, and these are the values that I have here. So we want to use imperial unit and metric unit in our project at the dimension sections. So what I do next is I come to duplicate and change this one to feet and maybe inches, and I'll do OK. So I'll come to the text area under the unit format at the parameters and change this one from millimeters into feet and inches. But before I can do that, these are the format which deals with the project settings. So I have to uncheck this one, which allows me to change it. So I'll come to the feet and fractional inches. So I'll click on this one, and it definitely changes the rounding to feet and inches. And I'll do OK from here. Do OK, and I'll do OK. So now, under properties, the dimension that I have is feet and inches. So let's make a dimension and see. So this is how you can use two units in one project, in your template, in your default template. So I have the feet and the inches here, and I have the millimeters here as well. So I can also add the symbol to my dimension. So when I come to the project unit, I can do here, and it changes and add the here. Also, I can hatch my wall. I can use the visibility graphics to hatch my wall. So under the wall, I'll come to cut plane pattern and do black here. So let me do a recap on what we've learned. We explained what is unit, and we said unit is something that helps us to be able to take the length, height, and stuff, and it's a standard unit. And we also explained types of units in Revit. We have the imperial unit, we have the metric unit, which is a default template we have set by Autodesk for us. And ask ourselves, like, what is the version of unit in which you prefer to use? Either you want to use the imperial, either you want to use the metric unit as well. And also try to use both of them in our lesson. So try to use both of them in our lesson. And after that, we try to change our template and our dimensions from project unit into dimensional unit, in which we have here. So I hope you've learned something. If you have any question, please leave it at the comment section box. Subscribe for a new videos, and like and subscribe and like and share the videos for us. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel, and this template or default template, I'm going to send it to the description area so that you can get access with what I've done now. So please subscribe, share the video, and like and give a comment at the section box. The channel is Infinity Basic Consult. Subscribe. Watch the next video at the top or at the corner here. Thank you. Bye.